Hey, what's up, everybody? I am your girl, Unconventional Jack. Welcome to my altar. Look, I realized that today is it's not a number 8 day. Today is the 15th, but I remember the 8-8 portal that we did last year. And if you participated in the 8-8 portal and you feel like nothing happened when you did the ritual, I want you to know that the portal worked. Okay, just not the way that you think it did. Let me tell y'all. Because I'm looking at this spread like, what is this? I'm sitting here, you know, uh, doing the energy check for the collective, for the portal. But I'll read this later. But let's talk about what was going on when I got ready to do the ritual. During the 777 portal, I want to say the 3rd of July, I made up my mind that I was cutting somebody off because exhaustion was my strong man. Okay, that was the energy that I needed to dethrone. So, in the video of why does black love keep bleeding, because, and this is the distorted energy that came out for the distorted women, distorted feminine energy, exhaustion. When I realized that my energy was leaking, you know, I was like, dang, I see where I'm overgiving. When I say I spotted the target and just as sure as I'm a Sagittarius South Node, I took that motherfucker out. Okay? And just as sure as I'm an Aquarius, I stood on the motherfucking truth. Couldn't deny it. So, we're in the Aquarius season now. And this season, it is the auditor. So, but it made me think about the energy I was in before the 777 portal, right? And when I tell y'all, I was like, I'm finna do a 777 portal ritual. I sat down with my spiritual team, and we got some things together. And then that portal was about creativity, and I was like, what can I use? I got to think about all that. But for some reason, I just knew that sexual energy was needed during that time. And I was like, damn, I done cut such and such off. How am I going to participate in this portal? How am I going to participate in this ritual? And so there was chemistry between this guy and I, but we never took it there. And so we ended up taking it there the night of the energy of the portal. So when I tell y'all that ritual worked, and my creativity spiked so much, when I tell y'all, I created decks, I created rituals, I wrote a book, and that I'm still working on 2, and I'm having to do 1 at a time. But my mind is like a computer. It'd be like boop, boop, like the little computer noise from the 80s. When I tell you, my mind be all over the place. Don't let nothing happen that I can reference, and go back and start writing in the book, and then I realized, look, during that portal, I created like over 30 decks. This is the first deck I created, but the strong man was something that was given to me like years ago when I was a Christian. Okay, I got books, notes. Yeah, I just ate that yogurt. Excuse me. Where I was studying the energy of the strong man, and the experiences that I've gained, over the years. When I tell you, I was just typing, and But anyway, I've gotten like 30, over 30. It initially was 30. When I put it all out there, it was 30. But now it's like over 60. It's almost 70 decks now, to my understanding. I got it wrote down somewhere. Even that number might be wrong, but that's the safest for me to say right now. But I was leaking, and I realized it. So when I laid it out on the table with my friend, I was like, look, I even told him, look, this is gonna be for this, situation. And if we could kick it off, then we kick it off, or we could, come up with some terms, set boundaries, and blah blah blah. And we did that. So by the time the 8-8 portal came around, I sat down with my spiritual team, but I really wanted to channel a message with Mother Gaia. And I did that. She gave me instructions, and the Most High, Mother Gaia and the Most High Mother and Father. I got the instructions. I did the ritual. I buried the blood. I buried the fingernails. I buried the let me see. I planted menstrual blood. I planted hair, fingernails, and pyrite into the earth. And it wasn't aesthetic spiritually. You get what I'm saying? What it was contract work. Because anytime you plant blood, that's like a binding thing. It bind me like to the land, basically. So, when the blood is life force, the hair and the nails is identity markers. You know what I'm saying? So, it was definitely, with that pyrite being a wealth frequency, that was me making a file, okay, in Mother Gaia's belly, basically. And so you get correction before you get the reward. Because, see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reverse cards. So it looked like somebody saying, dang, what did it work? So I want to say in the ritual, I have it. I just don't want to pull it out. As a matter of fact, it's over here somewhere. I don't feel like rambling. Dream states was going to increase after you've done the ritual. Y'all, we had a Pisces full moon during Scorpio season. And we all know the polar opposite of Pisces is Virgo, right? So when I tell y'all, my dream state kicked into full gear. And not just mine, it was other people who had that Pisces moon placement as well. Because I work around a lot of Pisces moon, and all of them was coming to me, and they kept saying, I had this dream. And they wanted me to interpret the dream. And let me make sure I can say this without anybody decoding what I'm saying, because I didn't tell anybody. I know she ain't telling anybody but me. But anyway, there was this girl who I consider, well, anyway, I don't want to talk about all that. She came to me and she was like, look, this dream, I had it. Can you interpret it? And I did. And I was like, look, this sounds like, because she stays with, she has, what, two or three baby dads? I don't know. I think 2. And she got like 5 kids. But anyway, this dream consisted of 2 men. But in a dream, it was her dad. No, the story consists of 2 men. But in a dream, it was her dad that, I want to say, came into the house. Her dad passed, though. And he was telling that was, just started messing up the house, kicked in the door and all kind of stuff. They got to fighting and I don't know. I can't even remember. But I do remember saying that dream is something that's actually going to physically happen. And because it's in the dream state, it's going to happen during the physical, right? And I told her, and I'm going to tell you now, It was your daddy in the dream, but in the physical world, this is going to be your baby daddy. Which one of the baby dads? I don't know. I ain't know all that. I kept giving her, what I kept seeing visually. Because, when you're a Pisces moon, sometimes the Most High will pull out a whole projector in front of you, and the whole story will play out in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened as she was talking. She was talking, and I saw a whole story unfold. And that happens a lot. I am a dreamer, and in awake state and sleep state. More so in the awake state. All right? So, after that ritual. Oh, and then when I tell y'all, let me see. Because even before then, I told her that, look, not knowing that there was a full moon in Pisces, but I told her, look, the Scorpio season is going to bring about some real shit. And it's going to expose somebody. A lot of things are about to be exposed. That's what I kept saying. And I was saying this at work. And even things was unfolding at work. And people was like, Jessica said that, some things going to be exposed. But, one thing I'm not going to do is just pull something out my ass and just lie. I'm not going to do that. Okay? Because when you walk into, that wind is blowing outside. When you walk in this Aquarius energy, especially while Pluto is in Aquarius, and this is the age of Aquarius, honey, you signed a contract to stand up and be who you are called to be. Okay? Wherever planet, that wind look dangerous out there. Whatever house you have Aquarius in. Because, see, right now, Pluto is moving through the houses, through the degrees. And it's starting with Aquarius rising first. I'm an Aquarius rising. That's why I'm in the gym. Okay? I've been wanting to get in the gym for the longest. But I'm in there now. Soon as Pluto hit Aquarius. And it ain't that it was me knowing Pluto hit Aquarius and I'm going to the gym. No. I had the unction. I felt the shift. I felt it. I moved. So, and a lot of things are changing, okay? Because even frequency, before the frequency hits, there's a mixture of the frequency. You get what I'm saying? So, what Pluto was in Capricorn, it changed to Aquarius, and there was like a, washing of the change. So, it was getting ready to enter my first house. And I want to say in 2023, Pluto moved into Aquarius in 24. In 23, I had to have knee surgery. The body, because the house as I am, it's the body. You know what I'm saying? I had to have knee surgery. And I was supposed to have both of my knees done, but I want to say that's something that I would never, ever do again if I could help it. I had to apologize to my body, my knees, for taking that hard impact. For letting the doctor cut on me like that. But, did it help? Slightly. I'm still dealing with issues. It's like it just didn't help. So, huh? You got clay? No, I did not. Talk about Pluto and Aquarius. Talk about the change, okay? The how I felt the frequency of Pluto in Aquarius before it even made it to Aquarius. So it was like Pluto was saying, okay, hey, knocking on the door. It's your time. Because Pluto will, I'm telling you, it deconstructs, it rebuilds, it tear downs and it rebuilds. So check to see when the last time Pluto was in Aquarius. And not just that, Just check to see when was the last time we was in the age of Aquarius. You talking about a change. And see, that is not a coincidence. It's not by mistake that Pluto is in Aquarius. But believe it or not, between now and 2040, whatever, 2042, 2043, that's when Pluto will leave Aquarius. This world is not going to look the same. You're going to come back and you're going to say, well, Jack said that. Yeah, it's going to be a completely different world in just 40 years. Because, baby, one thing about Aquarius and Pluto, honey, things can get ugly and get ugly fast. Because, see, where Aquarius is like the, let's just say Saturn and Uranus, it's fast, it's quick, while being grounded and, time, structure, it's like knowing when the right time to move, not caring if you ready or not. But see, Pluto is like, all right, it's the Grim Reaper, and it's asking, it's saying, Aquarius, it's your turn. So it's like you having to walk that 8 mile, you know what I'm saying? And you get to see everything that has to fall. And with Aquarius being the auditor, Aquarius Aquarius see patterns. So let's just say Pluto will show you, okay, look, this has to die off. And Aquarius, you walk right past and then say, okay. And Aquarius don't say nothing. Aquarius just pulls and reveals. It exposes. The underworld that's Pluto. That's hell. Okay? Pluto rules the underworld. That's why I said what I said. See, I didn't know all this. I was just talking just to be, just talking, not just to say something. When I said where Cardi B was sitting on the couch with Jennifer Hudson, and they was talking about Get Back, and Jennifer Hudson said, when they go low, Cardi B said, I take them to hell. That's what Pluto is. That's the underworld. And this is another thing. See, this explains, she's a Libra. Saturn loves Libra because Libra would do it with pleasure, baby. Nobody get away with shit like Libra. When Libra take you through there. But Aquarius, getting back to Aquarius. Because while Libra may take you to hell, Aquarius have the blueprint. Aquarius created that motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? So that's how Aquarius know when to pull back the covers off of. That's why Aquarius know when they see patterns. They clock a whole lot of shit. They might not say that off the top. Sit back and watch. That's what because when I'm at parties and stuff, I've always been this way. People be like, get up and dance. And I be like, nah, I could dance at home. I sit back and I watch. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I'm being a party pooper. It's just that that's what I do. I feel like it's just in me to do that. Okay? So during the Scorpio season, the full moon was in Pisces, and the dream state was heightened, and a whole lot of things got revealed. And even for me, I don't know if I I don't really want to talk about what it was about, because it was about a celebrity that I don't want to, because I love her. I really do like her, and I need more evidence, you know what I'm saying? So, I've gotten quite a few dreams myself, and not just that, I changed, You know what I'm saying? My personal shift was detached. I detached. I stopped over giving. I stopped funding chaos. I stopped exhausting myself. Um, and I poured into myself. Because I'm a giver. Like I said, Aquarius, they carry water. As long as you all right, I'm all right. Everybody all right. But nobody made sure I was all right. You know, even all the way down to my children. When I tell you, them kids ain't getting nothing but one gift from me. And it was just the youngest too. I ain't get my oldest son nothing. Was he with me? Yeah, he was with me. But yeah, I noticed where I was leaking every Christmas. Where's your computer from last year? I threw it in the trash. It stopped working. I didn't even know. I didn't even know. I know they pulled it out of the workroom. I'm looking for the computer. During the time I saw the computer, it was broken. I ain't know it. The PlayStation, damaged. The handheld PlayStation, screen damaged. What else did I buy them? Oh my God, the Quest, the VR thing that they put on it. About two of those. They both had one damaged. What else did I buy for them? iPad cracked. And then she was letting her brother use the iPad. I was like, that's your iPad. That's personal. You know, that really pissed me off. But then I knew that she wasn't going to have it long. But anyway, I bought them a lot of stuff. Every December, my bonus check that I get from my job, it went towards my kids. But you want to know what I did with my bonus? This past year, I bought me a sofa. I bought this desk. I bought my stuff for my, for me to make quality videos. And I bought me a stove. I bought me comforter sets. For my bed, I focused on me. I poured into me. I bought a rug. And that wasn't me being glamorous, okay? That was me pouring into my foundation, that structure. Okay? Because the sofa that I had was raggedy. They messed the sofa up. It was pleather, leather, whatever it was, but couldn't have been leather. Had to be pleather. Okay? But I sit here and I ask my spiritual team, what message should I bring to the collective? And when I tell y'all, here's what came out. I got the Seven of Pentacles. This is the overall energy in reverse. This is impatience. Because Seven of Pentacles is upright to somebody that's patient. And you are monitoring, you're tilling your ground, but you're patient. But in reverse, baby, somebody is not patient. They're impatient. They're looking at the soil too soon, wondering, did it work? Is it going to grow? The portal wasn't about instant harvest. It was about correcting where you were planting. So, and remember, I said I had to see where I was leaking. And it was some shit that I had to cut out. Because I wanted to participate. This is before the 8-8 portal, though. You know what I'm saying? This is during the 7-7 portal. Because I wanted my creativity. I felt unmotivated. I felt like, I was a mess. I just felt like, ooh, I got this YouTube channel. And I was in the 7 of Pentacles. And in order for me to get upright, I had to cut off some things. I had to cut out the exhaustion. And what was the core wound? Sacred rest replaced by striving. glorified burnout and spiritualized overgiving. My vessel was collapsing under the weight. When I realized that rest was righteous, okay, and I had to return to my rhythm. You get what I'm saying? I had to return to what feeds me as I feed it. I had to get back to the equal give and take. I had to get back in the flow of my life. So I had to ask myself, you see that? What are you carrying that the Most High Mother and Father never assigned to you? I dropped it like it was hot. I ain't saying nothing. It was like a switch. Quick. Lights out. Where the car went? The lights went out. Baby. Do you hear me? And I ain't hear from my son's father. And I knew I wasn't going to call first. I was all right with all of that. You know what I'm saying? I knew I had work to do. And I was going to focus on me over here. And I was going to put all my energy into building my foundation. And when I tell you, and it hurt me though, because I was like, damn, he ain't going to call. He didn't call for the birthday. He didn't call for Christmas and none of that stuff. Not that it really cared. I didn't care, but I was like, damn, my son though. You know what I'm saying? You know? So I still ain't say that. Whole January came around, and I guess it hit him. It been hit him, but you know, Leos, very egotistical. But honey, I'm your polar opposite. I will leave your ass. If I leave you, I'm not looking back at you. You are a memory. You feel me? But I ended up responding to him. But you know what was funny though? And see, now I'm veering off. And I'm just not noticing it. When he returned, he didn't even apologize. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm so glad that I'm really not mentally in the same space I was in, because I'm always like, I'm always on the go, I'm always doing something, you know, for someone. But I'm like, I'm cool on that. I'm staying in my city. I got this and that going on. What's up? You know, I don't get, you know, I ain't trying to get much out of him, but it is what it is. He still got some growing to do. But anyway, no heat though, no pressure, no judging. I'm just saying this is what I'm dealing with. I got bigger fish to fry. You understand? So the next card is a 9 of Swords. So this is anxiety. Now this card is in reverse too, because the card came out halfway, but it was more tilted. The butt of it was tilted up, the reverse part. So I just took it. So this is overthinking, dream intensity, and mental processing. So the portal stirred your unconscious. It stirred the unconscious. So some of y'all had to see some things that pretty much haunted you. Now, it wasn't that you had to see it. It's like you was questioning yourself, like, dang, do I really have to let this go? Or let's get a strong man card for this 9 of Swords. What's the energy behind this 9 of Swords? Yeah, this is mental processing. You processing. Oh, some of y'all was processing the codependency state that you were in. Okay? And the core wound is self-abandonment. So you knew that what gave y'all anxiety, what had you overthinking was you knew that if you walked away from this situation, things would, you'll be by yourself. So you was in your head, you was overthinking like, dang, is this something that I really want to cut off? You know what I'm saying? So the portal activated. It showed you what you needed to do. It showed you where you was leaking with that 9 of Swords in reverse energy. And I want to say 9 of Swords in reverse is external anxiety. No, it's emotional anguish. It's intense feelings and unresolved issues. You was left dealing with the emotional baggage here. Yeah, so with the Magician in reverse, it left you doubting your power. Or someone tried to control, like, the outcome. Someone tried to, but the thing is, this Aquarius season, it doesn't allow manipulation. It only allows alignment. And how do you put things in alignment? By walking in integrity. Standing upright. Doing things the right way. Okay? Cutting off what needs to be cut off. Moving when you're prompted to move. Not moving, where's that card? Not overdoing it, okay? Exhaustion. I'm pointing to the deck, but exhaustion. Not overgiving. Not burnout. You know what I'm saying? So, then we got the Wheel of Fortune here. In reverse, this is delays and recalibration energy. It's not blockage, but the wheel turned, okay? It just didn't turn dramatically. So, I'm going to go back to this 9 of Swords. I feel like I didn't expound on the codependency energy. So many people are used to love hurting. So many people are used to the burnout. So many people are used to exhaustion. They feel like if it ain't that, then it ain't nothing. Like, then what? So, you have to understand that love without loss of self is possible. Okay? Love without loss of self is possible. Boundaries are holy. And that's what I had in place when my son's father called me back here, about 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks ago. I had boundaries in place. You know what I'm saying? And I have a life. You know what I'm saying? And you're not finna come and interrupt what I got going on. I'm not about to put you in your stuff first. You know, I can't drop everything and come and aid you. Nah. My cup don't run it over in that that area. It's not running that way. Okay? It's not doing that. Okay? And that's the thing about Aquarius, honey. You can't pour your water. You got to be selective with your water. Because there is a such thing as casting your pearls before the swine. Not my clean water, boo. Now, call and sacrifice love, even when it destroys you. Dissolve into others. You dissolve into others to feel needed. That's the shadow energy of the codependency. So this is the energy that you're used to. This is what your heart is used to. So the Nine of Swords in reverse here. This is you just saying, look, I'm having to process this information. This is what you know. Codependency is what you know the strong man is, and you know you need to dethrone this energy. So with the Magician coming out in reverse, it's either someone doubted their power or somebody tried to control the outcome. But see, during the age of Aquarius, during the age of Aquarius and also during this Aquarius season, you would not be allowed to manipulate yourself into thinking that whatever you're dealing with is alignment. And it's not. And you're going to have to release it to the ones who trying to manipulate, trying to control the outcome. So with the Wheel of Fortune, like I said, it's not blockages. It's just recalibration. It's delay, but not blockage, okay? So with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, I can tell for the ones who who dealt with the mental anguish and the dark thoughts, the fear and the worry, for the ones who cleaned up the dirty laundry, went through the emotional baggage and, put everything where it's supposed to go. With this Ace of Pentacles, some of y'all are saying, where's my opportunity? And this is, I can see where, people are really panicking here. But the new seed, it came already. It came already. You just didn't recognize it, okay? You didn't recognize the new you. You see what I'm saying? Where you stop leaking. Let's clarify this reverse Ace of Pentacles. Because see, the next card is the Justice upright. This lets me know the ritual worked. Okay? Yeah, look. You were fulfilled emotionally. 9 of Cups. You happy, you satisfied. You done cut whatever off that was draining you. Some of y'all done left this codependency energy behind. And for others of you, what else was it? What else was it? Some of you, the others of you had to dethrone, again, exhaustion. This card, y'all, this card been falling out all week. All week. I don't even know. It ain't bent. It ain't no heavy. It ain't heavier than the others. I just don't understand. It's been coming out all week. These are the two energies. Exhaustion. Codependency leads to exhaustion anyway. It does. And that's a conversation for another day. I might do a series on that. But who taught you love must hurt? Who taught you that love can lead to your burnout? Who taught you that it's okay to be in the state of burnout? Who taught you that you can get comfortable there? That's not where the Most High He don't want you there. They don't want you there. Because that's self-abandonment. You abandoned yourself. Sacred rest replaced by striving. Looking over yourself, pouring into everybody else. Yeah, let's keep going. So, your seed came, but like I said, you didn't recognize it. Now, the Justice card is here. This confirms that the ritual worked, okay? And balance was restored here. But it wasn't, with it being under the magician in reverse, it wasn't fireworks. Okay, it wasn't something big. It wasn't something loud. But it was correction. You understand? So with the Six of Swords upright, this was a quiet transition. You understand what I'm saying? So you're already leaving something slowly. That's what it was. And for me, I told you, I was already leaving something slowly. I stepped into my creativity. Then when the 8-8 portal came, I was still like in a state of exhaustion. And then I had to realize where I needed to seal up the leaks. Okay? So yeah. The bottom of the deck is the 3 of Swords, but look. This was your reward, baby. A healed heart. To deal with the pain. Where's that card? To deal with the thing that you had to dethrone. Knowing that it was going to leave a void that you had to feel. And you filled it. Because look how the heart is wrapped up. And see, this is endured pain. This is pain that is meant to be felt. You sat through it. Now, let it cook. Let it heal. Let it make you whole. So I know, this is heart truth here. So this is the portal. It didn't create pain. What it created was, it really exposed what was still there. You know what I'm saying? So, and honestly, when I look at this, it screams emotional maturity. Your way of thinking changed, Sword card. Okay, so if you feel quieter, more selective, less reactive, less responsive to chaos, just know that the ritual worked. Oh, this card was good in my damn face. But I was looking for the 9 of Swords card. But this Aquarius season, the season is not emotional at all. So it's administrative. And the question isn't, did I get the blessing? Did I stop leaking? Did I stop standing in codependency? Did I stop standing in exhaustion? The Strongman Oracle deck. Because before your wealth increase, you have to stop leaking. Okay? So, the 8-8 portal, it didn't give you fireworks. For me, it gave me safety. It gave me, how I know it gave me safety? Because I built structure. My foundation was firm. Now I can build. And I ain't got to worry about the bottom falling through. You feel me? So, that's how I know that it was real. Y'all, I am Unconventional Jake. I didn't know it was 444. I finished at 444. Let me read an angel number for y'all. I hadn't used those cards in a long time. Hold on. My son's father has, and I'm just trying to put something with it. I've been thinking about it all, for about a week now. He asked me, but I've been busy myself. Okay. Ooh, child. this is too many. I don't even know. I take that first one. Well, some said take them all. All right, I'm finna put you down. Woo, child. All right, spirit. Whoa, I'll take that one too. So I'm gonna read all these angel numbers to you. But yeah, if you want to, you can look up 444 or sit at your table, you know, with your spirit guides, pull tarot cards, and see what 444 means for you in this hour. All right, so I have 7 cards. All right, the first card is listen. Be open to hearing good advice. So with this video, my spirit team wants you to know that when you hear good advice, you'll hear it more than once from multiple sources. But right now, you need to be alert because your angels are giving you a message, channeling it through the people and places around you. Listen carefully today to all patterns and signs as they are messages. And it's up to you to find the common link. There is good advice to be uncovered. So you've been called to take what was given today. And as a matter of fact, you're going to hear about other people who had done rituals. And they may express the same expressions that you've expressed. Yeah, it may be like a shared experience. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, be open and listen. The next card, and that's card number 251. It breaks down to a number 8. And we're talking about the 8-8 ritual. So we got 924 next. This is farewell. Look fondly on what was. It's okay to look back on the past with a thankful heart. I gotta lift this up. Let's put this up like I did everything else. It's okay to look past. It's okay to look back on the past with a thankful heart. Your angels see that you are letting go of things that once served you well, and they remind you that it's necessary to do so. Take a few moments now and connect to your angels as you visualize their loving light surrounding you. Send your angels and yourself gratitude as you let go of the past. Let it go. Okay. Let the past go. Let it go. The third card is forthright, 986. This is practice saying no. Because, baby, I done said no since the portal. No, since before the portal. But I done did that before the 7-7 portal. No became my best friend. So, your angels want to alert you to your tendency to confuse yes with no. And they're asking you to stop. People know you have a hard time not doing what they ask you to. And they have been taking advantage. It's time to say no confidently 10 times today. Look in a mirror and practice a way of saying no. And I'm going to tell you another thing. Sometimes your silence speaks volumes. Some people know that it's a no. I'm just saying. Because, baby, I got quiet. I'm like, you don't lost your down there. So, the next card is 413, which is 44. It breaks down to an 8. This is financial freedom. Take back your control. There's a need for you to look at your finances and get them in order. Organizing, understanding, and budgeting your money are all actions that create pathways to more financial abundance in the future. Reflect on an area of your life that does not support your financial freedom. Spend 20 minutes today digging deeper into this financial predicament you've been ignoring. All right, so 682, card number 5. This is bravery. Josh, you are supported. You are supported to be you. Bravery. You are supported to be you. Your angels reveal their affirmation that it takes courage to live life differently. They fill you with their support to live life bravely as you authentically are. I struggled with that word so bad the other day. Make a mental list today of the places you have feared being yourself. Think of a small way to confront one of those fears now. Yeah. Then the sixth card is passion, 817. Follow your interest. You are being called to master a talent you already own. The thing you do that comes so naturally to you is your gift. These passions are given to you so as to make your life meaningful for yourself and for others. Then I say it was the equal give and take. I had to feed the thing that was feeding me. You know what I'm saying? So I get this. And I followed my passion. You know, I got back into the flow. And that's what the exhaustion card, that's the prophetic message. I realized that rest was righteous. And I had to return to my rhythm. That was me returning to my rhythm. Come on, Pisces, second house. Yes. So, find the inspiration to pursue your gifts in your daily life. Consider a few ways you can have fun with your talents today, no matter how small or trivial they may seem to be. The overall energy is creative flow. 857 is the number. And this is card 20. So this is like a judgment card, right? Is it judgment? Yeah, judgment. So the horn is blowing, baby. Do you hear the horn? You are ready. And so with this number breaking down to a number 2, right? But this number holds 2 tens. So I'm going to say this. With this being a fire horse year, momentum. Build a momentum. Okay? Start. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, just start. Get the wheels to rolling. Okay? Because when you focus on your creativity, things are going to fall off anyway. Because you still got people that's trying to keep up with the horsemen, but they ain't kept up with the footmen. Let that sink in. So, your angels are telling you that the creative flow of ideas is coming fast now. There's a lot being fed to you, and it's not essential that you remember or absorb it. All right now. Sit quietly in meditation for a few minutes and write down anything that comes up. Continue to write things down throughout the day. Y'all got a lot of writing to do, and I'm going to do this too. I'm going to do this too, especially with financial freedom. And I've already started this, though, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But there's work to do. Work to do. Work to do. And look, it's going to be some important connections building this year. I'm looking at 716. Alright? So don't be surprised that the work you do bring in some company or a lover. I'm just saying, I am Unconventional Jack, and hey, this is your message.